So,
And now, just because.
you like barely got ear. Like, do it right.
Mwah.
The lick part was not what I wanted.
Wow.
That's so much additional saliva.
He said, do it right. I'm going to do it right.
That was so... You did. I just wasn't expecting that full level of commitment.
Well, we're on camera. I mean, we've got to commit to it if you're going to do it, right?
So I was trying to get work done downstairs. And
you were. You were trying, to be fair.
I was trying to get work done.
You were trying to get work done.
Jesse threw a memory card at my face.
He did.
And said that
You
I love how he's more mindful of the posting schedule on my channel than I am.
I mean,
to be fair, I think I did like 5 vlogs in a row, back to back to back, to put content up.
You did some schlongs and some...
It's schlogs? Not schlogs.
Oh.
Schlogs.
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 Got it, schlogs.
Occasionally there will be some trogs, but this time it was just schlogs.
So troglodytes and schlongs.
I know I brought you on here on purpose. I asked you to come up here.
I actually researched a whole bunch of different things that rhymed with trog and schlog. So that
you could comment?
I could comment on them personally, yeah. But I never made any of your stinking trogs and schlogs. It was very unfortunate.
So this is the hamster inside of the duck studio, and we're filming. And I brought you on here for a very special reason.
To make fun of you.
Yes, because this is an Origins haul video.
Yes.
Which seems...
You bought things.
I didn't.
But you did. Look at all this stuff.
I didn't buy any of this. I bought other stuff. Nothing that I feel breaks my rules, other than I did put it up to vote for the community, and most people that commented said that my purchase, which was not actually Origins related at all, it was just time related. I had to get a order in by June 13th for a fan-made expansion for Forbidden Stars, which was printing at a European factory.
But you still bought something.
That I feel like that breaks it, I gave it up to people. I didn't buy any of this.
But see, your viewers are very kind to you, and they're very nice people, and it's good that you have them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
huge
going to
coming.
let you break. They're like, oh, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. He just has to do that because of X, Y, and Z. But it still breaks the law. It breaks the rule.
I know.
Bought something.
But none of this does.
None
of this does.
But is it going to deliver this year?
I don't think so.
Okay, if it delivers this year, that's it. It's broken. You did it.
Well, I mean, yeah. But I mean, I think that mine isn't even the fact that if it delivers this year, because if that was the rule, I could back so many things on crowdfunding campaigns. I'm not even backing stuff on crowdfunding campaigns. Otherwise, I would get on the ARCS campaign right now.
It is a really nice one, I have to agree.
Have you played it?
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I have backed it.
I had a subscriber teach it to me on TTS with one of his friends,
oh, really?
And it was a blast. I like it more than Root.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like it more. But it has trick-taking and it's 4X, which are two things that I love.
I do like 4X, yeah.
And then 4X, space stuff.
So
I got to teach Max from Table Knots and Kyle from Foster and the Meeper. I got to teach both of them Forbidden Stars. Which was the game that I bought the fan-made expansion for.
Yeah.
So good. I mean, so good.
All of that does sort of make sense. I still don't know that I'm giving you a pass for it, but...
I didn't think you would give me a pass, which is why I brought you here. So,
right. In this...
If you're unfamiliar with all of this, my name's Devon. I'm from Devon Talks Tabletop. This is West. He is part of the Quacklope team, and he's also the Mingo. And I brought him because I have a mission or a goal for myself, a standard of restraint that I'm trying to not buy board games for a year, which if you are not here usually, that may be confusing to you because you see a bunch of board games in front of you.
Yeah.
The reason why I had that is because as a as a fledgling content creator and as someone who already has a bunch of games and as somebody who works for the Quacklope team, how many games are we looking at right now?
If you could see from our vantage point, there's at least 110 games in this room right now.
Which is like my whole collection at home.
Yeah.
And this is just the studio process collection of what needs to be filmed and stuff like that.
There's at least 5 times that downstairs in various locations.
Oh, 100%.
It's crazy.
I have access to all of it when I come up here and visit. I get games from publishers. And I also have my collection that I want to play through more. So I'm trying to not personally buy stuff for a year, and I'm about 6 weeks in.
So, Cheaty McCheaterson, how did all of this come about?
So most of this is publishers giving me stuff for content creation purposes. This was a trade.
A trade?
Which was allowed.
Trades are allowed?
Trades are allowed. Games that I have that I trade for other games are allowed. And I traded for Ghosts of Christmas.
Cheaty McCheaterson.
Cheaty McCheaterson.
Cheaty McCheaterson.
So let's go.
You know, I'm gonna give you a pass on this one because I know what it is, and I don't even technically qualify it as a game because it doesn't
just that one box.
That one box.
That singular box is the only pass you give me.
The only pass, and I'll actually give you passes on these because they're RPGs.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
thanks for the 2 passes.
The 2 passes. 10. Everything else, cheat.
Cheat.
Complete cheat. Yep.
So let's start on what I got from Origins. This is Ghosts of Christmas, which is a trick-taking, time travel-y game from Board Game Tables, who do Kabuto Sumo and Ants and a bunch of other titles. They are currently, I think they are. Did their Kickstarter already finish that had all the expansions for like On Tour, Kabuto Sumo, and the?
If it didn't, it probably will by the time you put this up, knowing how long it takes you to get things done.
That was harsh.
All right, maybe it was a little harsh.
That was harsh.
So if it's not within the next 4 days, then it will.
Real quick, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I put the memory card in. Do I have to format it?
I don't know. Probably.
I'm gonna go ask Jesse that real quick.
Okay.
While I'm asking Jesse if I have to format the card, can you just monologue about how much I'm a cheater?
Yes.
That's why 100%. I brought you here.
100%. So, I just want to point out that not only does Devon have a relatively decent collection to start with, although there are some questionable choices he's made in general, not just, life choices too.
Oh, definitely life choices.
But how can you say that you are not cheating when you literally leave Origins with more things than fit in a Game Board Tables bag? I don't know if you've ever seen a Game Board Tables bag before, but they're huge. And stuff was flowing out of the bag when he actually got here and dropped off all of his stuff and was like, hey, Wes, let's go film a video about how I cheated. He didn't exactly say it that way. He said Jesse threw some stuff at him and was like, go make a video about your Origins haul. And I was like, wait, there was an Origins haul? That's ridiculous because you're not supposed to be buying any games.
I think we're good.
You think we're good?
I think we're good.
Well, I'm always pretty good. Most of the time.
You have such a good self-image. I admire that about you.
I do. My mom says that humility is my best quality.
Your mom doesn't talk to you very much.
Not much anymore, no.
Is your mom still alive?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's still alive. It's good.
Wait, you kind of All right, so what all did you insult me about?
Oh, don't worry about it. You'll watch it in post. So let's start with Ghosts of Christmas.
Ghosts of Christmas, trick-taking game. I really enjoyed this. I was taught this by Jesse and Shira.
Yeah,
Were you as well?
Yeah, it's a good game.
And I enjoyed it a lot. I love trick-taking games. I think I grew up playing hearts and spades. I played a lot more spades than I did hearts. But it's always hard to find 4 people who are roughly the same level of skill and who want to sit down and play spades. It's hard to find that combination. So all of the trick-taking games that have come out that are more robust enough to where you don't have to have 4 players and have, a theme to it and or live within the board game world rather than just a card game. I love getting to experience trick-taking.
I wish it had a different name and a different theme, personally.
That's fair.
But
that's fair.
To me, the artwork doesn't do it for me, the theme doesn't do it for me, but the game is great.
Yeah, the game's great.
It's really fun.
I focus so much on the trick-taking, I don't even really think about the theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Usually.
Ebenezer Scrooge and the Ghosts of Christmas are not really something I think about.
True.
So this is the one odd duck in the crew. This is Vigilante, which I didn't know about, I didn't look for. This is a designer called Reed Mascola. I think it's Reed Mascola. Yeah, Reed Mascola, who introduced himself to me, who came to the Lucky Duck booth and was talking to me about this game. And it is a game that is in the vein of stuff like Dead of Winter or Battlestar Galactica. And this is a review copy that he sent my way.
Has this one been out for a little while, or is this brand new?
This is is still in development.
Nice.
I think so. It's possible that it's not.
Cool.
But again, I haven't gotten to do any research on any of this. Some of it I already know.
So you just buy things for funsies?
No, he wanted me to review the game for content purposes.
Wanted you to review the game for
content. Yeah, okay. I need to play it.
Mm-hmm.
You could just come visit me in Arkansas, and then we could
That is
play games together.
really... Like, I do 5 hours for Jesse. Like, 16 hours for you is... I mean, you're kind of worth it.
Do you like me 3 times as much as Jesse? You're like, ugh, that's a hard pass. Okay. So, I'm excited to check this out more. It's got a lot of different things that I think differ from those games that it maybe was inspired by, like Dead of Winter and Battlestar Galactica, and I'm curious to see what it does.
The artwork looks really actually pretty cool.
And this is the another non-game thing.
How do you, like, seriously, Cloudspire, this is an awesome game.
Yeah.
And this is the miniature expansion for Cloudspire.
Yeah,
so
you get to put the stuff on top of the spires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
cheating. So, I mean, but hold on.
Why is it cheating?
So for the record,
Technically,
if I remember, I was about to say, that
Deluxification.
falls within your Deluxification brand, so you could have purchased this one.
I didn't, though.
But you didn't.
No.
Just because publishers like you a lot, apparently.
To be fair, I have like slowly tried to prove myself to Chip Theory Games over the like when I wrote for Game Tyrant back in the day, like 2 years ago, for the website that wasn't known at all in the board game industry. I was doing tabletop coverage, and so I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I would love to cover Too Many Bones. And they're like, very kindly, you and everybody else. And
right.
So they were like, it's very hard for us to justify sending out a $130, $150 game at our cost and our shipping cost to people that we don't know.
And that game is very heavy and awesome.
Yeah.
So.
And so they were like, here's the deal. We'll give you like $50 off, and if you create content for it, then that will show us that you create content for stuff that is sent your way. And I was like, totally fair.
That's fair.
I'll buy it.
That's probably a great way to do it.
So I bought it, and then I produced content for it. And so then, I reached out to them. I was like, hey, here's the content I did for Too Many Bones.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to look at Cloudspire. And they were like, okay, we're about to do a second printing of Cloudspire along with all of the expansion stuff.
Okay.
And they're like, and we're going to be doing an update pack that kind of streamlines and fixes a few things and like replaces a few components and rules from the original. Mm-hmm. So they're like, how about we give you a first printing, which is of less value now because they're doing the second printing and fixing stuff.
Sure.
And they're like, if you want to, you can buy an update pack, which will, once you do the first printing, if you get the update pack, it'll make your game as fresh as new as it can get. So I was like, okay. So they're like, we'll send you that free. So they sent me the Cloudspire for free of the old printing. Mm-hmm. And so then I produced coverage for it. And it got to the point where, I had done 2 things now. And so then, when Burncycle was coming out, I demoed it with Shannon, and she taught me the game and stuff like that. And then they reached out once they were getting close to fulfillment. They were saying, hey, you're on our reviewer list. You have done stuff for us.
Snazzy.
We will send this to you. So, I built my way up to it slowly over the course of a couple years.
That's fair.
So,
I'll give it to you now.
they're also, outside of me building my way or earning my way, Chip Theory Games is just an incredibly generous company. And if you don't haven't heard any of the stories of all of the times they've just given back to people in the community, then, there were times where I've seen stories of like people's cars getting broken into and their games stolen, or people's like house burning down and them losing their collections. And CTG is frequently just one of the publishers. It's like, hey, we'll send you something so that you can like start back from, you're starting back from scratch. Here's a leg up. We'll send this your way.
I also really like things that must not be named contest-wise to make you look through things to find hidden stuff. I think that side of it is also very cool. And they're always really good at taking care of their customers as well. Do you not know about the thing that doesn't exist? Really?
Maybe. We'll have to talk off camera. All of this mysterious talk is confusing my morning brain. Let's just keep moving this way.
Okay.
So this is from my... And you say this doesn't count.
This doesn't count because it's an RPG.
Sure.
So
if RPG stuff doesn't count to you, I'm just going to buy a bunch of RPG stuff.
You already have. You say...
That's fair.
You say that it's board games you're not buying, so I don't qualify an RPG as a board game. That doesn't mean that I don't like RPGs.
I qualify them in the same category. Category. Do
you have boards?
It's a very well-known animal, the category. Have you
Yes.
ever seen the category when it burrows? It's a terrifying animal.
It's very, very rodent-like. animal.
Like?
Yes.
It's a rodent.
I was trying to say rodentia, but then I was like, oh, that's dentures. But then rodents have really big teeth.
Yeah. So Free League Publishing is my favorite RPG company out there. They're awesome. And they have an RPG called Symbaroum. And they have now released this Ruins of Symbaroum, which is a full implementation of that world within the constraints of the 5e system, which is what Dungeons & Dragons operates under. So they have a 5th edition version of Ruins of Symbaroum. So I have the player's guide, the GM guide, the bestiary, and then the screen. So I'm really excited about this. I love RPG stuff. This is another reason why I can't wait to have a board game table for 2 independent factors. Mm-hmm. Number 1, I want the in-set space to where I can keep campaign games open and going at all times.
Seriously, that has to be my next purchase because that's.
I have too many games that I'm not playing because of the annoyance of having to take them out, tear them down, take them out, tear them down.
1,000%.
The other reason is most of the board game tables that I'm currently looking at also, if you spend the extra money, have the capacity to do like Dungeon Master or Game Master modules, where it's like you build out a space and you have like all of the hidden space and you have the DM, so you can be across the table from everybody that you're with. And I want to get that so that I can start to do that for people.
Do you DM?
When I have done Alien and when I've done Tales from the Loop and a couple other ones, I've DM'd. In the D&D games that I play, I'm a player. Mm-hmm. I'm not the DM. Ooh, burpity burp. But other than that, I usually, because I'm the one who has them. Mm-hmm. All right, I own burncycle, and I wanted all of the other goodies so that I could unbox them and show them to you guys. Mm-hmm. I'm not unboxing this stuff that's in shrink, but I got the specialist expansion. Honestly, cool. Besides the minis, this was what I was the most excited for, this tiny package, because it's got a bunch of bots, and some of the bots in here are absolutely super cool in some of the powers that they have. Alex had them, and I got to read through the specialists. I mean, Jesse has them too, but we came in on Alex finishing a game and a review, so I got to check them out on the table. Came in on Alex, is that what you were like?
You came in on Alex finishing, yeah.
Yeah. And
then you just like paused.
I know, because in my head, I immediately thought of it, but I was like, I'm going to keep going. I'm
too much of a child to keep going.
No, you're totally fair.
No worries.
We had the same thought. Yeah. I was just like, I need to push forward.
Right.
So
I appreciate you pushing.
Even as I said those things, I'm still having that same response as you. It's just I'm trying to continue the video.
But it's not my channel. I can do whatever I want.
I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone.
All right, my kids are never watching this one.
So this is a specialist expansion. The Biodefend expansion is the other corporation.
Which is cool.
There's 3 in the base game. You have the Solita Corporation, the Need Chain, and then the Ocularity.
And there's also additional maps with that too. Little neoprene mats too, which is nice.
So excited about this. And then, of course, the thing that I was so excited about, I already opened at Origins, is the absolutely gorgeous
so pretty
brass mag minis.
Yeah, they're just gorgeous.
I will say the only thing about them is sometimes I feel nervous getting them out of there. But these are some of the most beautiful. And at one point at my studio, I didn't turn that or put a card up there because I didn't feel like for a haul video we needed a top down. Mm-hmm. But at my studio, I have a top down that I can use once I learn how to use any of that.
That's correct.
Don't tell Jesse.
Which is the reason you've done trugs and schlugs for like the last 2 weeks.
To be fair, I haven't been home for part of that.
But also like being magnetized so that it holds to the chip properly. Like they went above and beyond with these minis.
And so now I have the bots. I have
because of that.
Because of that I have everything. So all of the miniatures now relate to bots that I have.
And have you actually opened? Like, do you know what's inside of this?
Now, Andrew from Chip 3 Games, not Andrew Santoro, the media contact, but Andrew Chesney, kind of operations head. He told me something in here. Has this made it out to everybody yet?
It has made it out to everybody.
Because there's a secret in here.
There is, yes.
That he told me about.
Fun.
That is so cool.
It is really cool.
That is like...
I also wonder how many people won't be able to use it. Because there are not instructions on how to use it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're under a certain age, you may struggle.
And so what I'm curious about is... I kind of want to save it for the unboxing, but I also kind of don't. Because I can just do it again for an unboxing video.
You could.
Where's the knife? It's over here, I think. There it is. There it is. So let's just open it up.
Okay.
So start explaining what it is before I even show it.
So the 404th is actually the bot unit, so to speak. It's like resistance. All the actual resistance units. And in this particular box, it lists the history of each individual bot. It gives a story for each individual bot, which is just amazing.
And it has dossiers on
all of the CEOs and corporations, yeah. And there's some really nice artwork for each one, which is really cool.
And you already know by now, if you've seen anything CTG, that when they do something, they do it to the highest degree. I mean, that's why there's metal miniatures that magnetically clip to stuff. But this is just a little bit of specialness for the fans. So yes. These are all of the dossiers and info.
I mean,
on all the bots and all the stuff.
So cool.
But
so cool.
This is it. This is what I wanted to show you guys. This is a silica gel packet, and it's beautiful.
Very good.
West, what is this?
For those of you who don't know, this is actually a Walkman, also known as a tape player. So to open said item, you actually have to grab the lid here and pull it open. It doesn't go all the way open. Don't go too far. It just opens a little bit, just that much.
I love that this is actually like, there are some people that might not have seen that.
And to be fair, they actually did have a cassette player operations, like how to use it, which I do think is probably a good thing. But this is the part that I think so many people are going to have more difficulty with, because some people may not even know how to open a tape cassette box, which I've actually seen have difficulty with. There's no batteries. Boo boo.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
It doesn't have batteries.
It doesn't have batteries. That was what I just said earlier. Is that there's no.
So it just needs 2 AA's.
2 AA's, yes.
That's not bad. Have you used it yet?
I have not actually turned mine on yet, because I wanted to see what the coolness was. And I think the other cool thing is that they actually like crossed out songs that are on the back.
And those are new songs.
Yeah.
Like, those are popular songs.
Coming Home, Fade to Black, It's Your Love.
What is it? I Can't Feel My Face from The Weeknd. But the thing that I think is crazy was, so you weren't at Origins.
I was not
unfortunately.
At Origins, unfortunately.
But the thing that I think is bonkers about it is what Andrew told me he went through to get this.
Okay.
People don't make them anymore.
That's very true.
So he had to go and talk to people on like Alibaba in China.
Really?
And be like, hey, I know that you made this like 20 years ago. Do you still have the production capacity to make these?
That's crazy.
And he had to like go find that, which I just think is bonkers.
It is bonkers.
So, super cool. Like, this is just a love letter to the fans and to the game.
Yep.
And one of the few exceptions that West is making for me.
Because it's technically not a board game. It's a adjacent item.
Wait, but you got mad about my board game bag.
Yes.
You realize what you just said? You said
did.
It's board game adjacent.
Yeah.
And you said that's okay.
But that's by...
When I said I got the bag, you said that's board game adjacent.
I did say that. I did say that. It's true.
Okay. Air, Land, and Sea, Spies, Lies, and Supplies.
Expansion.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's the sequel.
Oh.
You don't, you can combine it with the original one, but you don't have to.
Okay. So it's a standalone.
I love this game. Have you played Air, Land, and Sea?
Yeah.
I think it is one of the most... I think this should be... If there was a world in which you have designs or like design classes for board games, if board games got big enough to where, like in universities or colleges where you have video game design, if board game design had classes, to me, the original Air, Land, and Sea would be like part of Intro to Design.
Yep.
a game in which you have 18 cards. That's the whole game.
Yep.
And you have the kind of tight, fun experience that you have with Air, Land, and Sea.
Yeah.
I think it's such a good game. And so when they announced this, and I was like, oh, you can play it by itself, or you can play it with the Bane game, I was very intrigued to see what this would be.
So did you hunt down the publishers to get these things, or did they just walk up to you and they'd be like, Devon, I heard you on Devon Talks About Tables, and it would be fun.
I absolutely love your version of it, where it's just Devon Talks About Tables. I genuinely think that's hilarious, and I think that should just be the name of the channel from now on, is Devon Talks About Tables.
Yeah, lately you've been talking about stuff that...
Schlogs
and trogs. Yeah.
Schlongs and troglodytes.
That too. Those definitely, for sure.
So, super excited about this. To answer your question, there are some publishers who I went up to and I said, hey, I'd love to cover this game. And they were like, sure, sounds good. Now, three of these are completely absent of that process, but I'll explain that in a moment. This is one that I think you would love.
It looks so good.
This is from Inside Up Games. This is Connor McGoey. And this is one of the earliest games, I think, from them. I think both of these are some of their earlier titles, but they're also two of their most vicious titles, which is why I thought you would be...
My favorite genre, vicious.
Yeah, so actually, you know what? Because I'm excited to show this to you, because you would appreciate this, this is the Kickstarter, fancy deluxe version of the game.
Ooh.
And so I figured you would want to check this out.
I
just want you to know I like you enough. I'm getting rid of unboxing content for you.
Just to be with me?
Just to be with you. And I also love Quanchai Maria. He's one of my favorite artists in the board game space. And so anything from him. I will say this is a tight
Very
set.
snug. It's tight. That's what she said.
There we go.
Very nice.
The reason why I wanted to show this to you is because it comes with poker chip pieces.
Oh, what is that?
It comes with a little metal sword, and then it comes in a deck box. And the reason why it comes in a deck box
gilded sides to those cards.
Yep. Not just gilded sides though. Why don't you take a peek at that card material?
Ooh, linen finishes.
No, they're plastic cards.
Are they? They sure are. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is still available on their website.
I hate you, Devon. I hate you so much.
Think of how small a box it is. It will take up hardly any space in your collection.
I hate you so much already.
You want it, don't you?
I do very badly. It's so not fair.
It's still available. That's why I wanted to show it to you. I thought you would love the production on it.
It's gorgeous.
I know.
Seriously, good. I can't even
Gold
describe
foiled
to you.
Sides. Gold fold.
Yes.
Gold foiled.
Gold foiled sides. Wow. And plastic cards, so you don't even have to sleeve them. Ah, it's so nice.
So poker chips, you've got me doing it now. You've got me doing it now.
Wow.
I know. I thought you would find them cool.
What a nice looking game.
I know, right?
And even the box is plastic too, just like
it's like a deck box.
Woo! So
still
pretty.
available. Still available.
So pretty. Can you play this one player?
You can play 1 to 8.
8?
He says his favorite's 4, but you can play it 1 to 8.
Wow.
Wide player count.
Okay, I just want to point out that there's there's actually writing on the inside of the box which says, "Are you still reading upside down text in this box? I think you'd have more fun playing the game." That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
I thought you would find that
nice
fun.
Heavyweight chips too.
Yeah, and it's got that nice little art sleeve.
Woo!
You want it?
Yes. You're giving it to me? That's so nice of you, Devon.
No, I'm not.
But you
can buy it. You don't have the requirements I do.
But you got it for freezies.
How about we play it while you're here?
Okay.
Deal.
As long as we do it for a video, because then Jesse won't get mad at you again.
And then I'm going to explain this one first, because all three of those fit into a different category. This is The Quick and the Undead.
Cheating?
Also by...
Still cheating?
No, I mean, I'll explain what, and you can tell me what you think.
Cheating.
So, this is The Quick and the Undead. This is Inside Up Games, designed by Daryl Andrews, who's a super nice guy. And this is a brutal game. This is like a Wild West version of, the same kind of experience you're going to have when we go into Mission Catastrophe, where it's just, you don't want to do what I want you to do, you will suffer the consequences. And so like you threaten people with bullets and you can kill them and they'll turn into zombies and then you can keep shooting them.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try this out. And the reason why, when he was like, hey, are you interested in any of these titles? I was like, I would love to check that out. And I also mentioned I really want to look at this one because I was demoing the Lucky Duck booth and they were right next to us.
Oh, really?
So I spent the whole convention looking at this on the table, and it wasn't just like the box. It was set up for demo.
Nice.
So I was looking at that game the whole weekend, and I was like, that looks really cool. Mm-hmm. So I want to check this out, and I think both of these are pretty aggressive. And I've noticed that seems to be a trend from Inside Up Games, having titles that are brutal to each other, which is in your...
It's way in my wheelhouse.
Now, all three of these...
Cheats.
...were games that I didn't even intend or look at or think anything of when I was there. But I worked for Envoy, who is they're a third-party service that publishers use to make sure that they have people manning their booths. Okay. So they use them to make sure that people are at their booths, know their games, and so that they have people to help them out. Okay. I didn't know that this was a thing, but at the very end of the convention, like a day, like on Saturday or whatever, Saturday morning or something, they send out an email to everybody who's working the booths, like all of, not the employees of the company, but the people like me who are just working the booths. Mm-hmm. And they go, hey, here's like the game sign up, and here's all of the demo copies that are at these booths that are actively opened and being used to show people games. Here, sign up for things you'd be interested in. I didn't even realize that was a thing. That's cool. I picked Quest because it's from the same people who do Coup, and I loved the artwork of it, and I was curious about kind of having a game for 4 to 10 players, just having a larger party-ish or accessible game. Mm-hmm. And then I picked Anno because I was like, I don't know.
Flippin' awesome.
But I was like, I don't think a lot of people are going to pick this one because there was a lot of titles that were maybe more like, had more pizzazz, and this is a little bit more of like a drier Euro.
It is a dry Euro, but it's good.
I know, but it was like, there were other titles that I either already owned or wasn't interested in, and so I was like, I picked a couple that I was like, I imagine people wouldn't pick these. And so I picked them, and I happened to get them. And then Luna Capital was one of the guys I was working the booths with and hanging out with that weekend. He already had Luna Capital, and he didn't get anything he asked for, and they gave him this. And so him and his brother were really chill. I liked him. It was Joey Minchie, and Jason was the one who worked the booth with me. Joey's working Capstone, which is also right next to us. And so he was like, hey, I already have Luna Capital. Do you like it? And I was like, yeah, I like that game. I played it at Gen Con with a couple people, and I was like, I liked it a lot. And he's like, do you have it? I was like, no. He's like, here. He's like, I don't need a second copy. Nice. So all three of these are demo copies from the booths that were just given as like recompense or whatever to people who were working the booth. So didn't expect these at all. Didn't even know that was a thing that Envoy did, but got 3 games, and I've heard such good things about this. And the other thing that I was pleased about is because there were demo copies, I just got lucked out.
Oh, nice.
And there were these for all of the loose pieces.
That's cool.
Now, I was told, and I have this sticky note to remind me, that this game, if you don't organize it, can be kind of annoying to set up.
Extremely.
But as soon as you organize it, it's a breeze to set up. And so there's some 3D print organizers or inserts that organize all the tiles, and apparently if you have all the tiles organized, it makes setup like 5 minutes.
Well, that's cool, because it definitely takes normally about 25 to 30 minutes. So.
Yes. So I'm going to probably try to look for that 3D printed insert at some point, but these are all of these 3. How much did I cheat? I don't think... I think you instinctually thought I cheated way more than I actually did.
I mean, I feel like you still cheated, but you didn't technically buy... I mean, there was that one time where you did buy games, but you bought them for fans. So
I didn't even buy them. It was like store credit that I had.
I know, but I still feel like... that. I mean, even that's not cheating technically.
Because I said I could do gifts.
Yes. So... in theory, I guess you didn't cheat. You still cheated because you have access to all these games that
you don't think I cheated actually. You just still disagree with the premise of what I'm doing.
Yes, because it's not like you're not getting an influx of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. But to me,
so here, all right,
this is what I don't get, is like, to me, that argument makes my argument. So, if I have an influx of stuff, I don't need to also be buying stuff for myself.
I have a proposition for you. It's a good one. It's a really, really, really good one.
What?
Okay.
I'm worried with how much you're happy right now.
It's so good. It's so good. Okay. You have to keep track of every single game that you get over this 12-month period.
From publishers?
For anything.
For any reason?
For any reason other than ones that you have to give away to somebody else.
What about trades? Like, do trades count?
Trades
I'm getting
don't
rid
count.
of a game that I have to get a game.
You have to mark that it got traded away for something else. Okay? But in that 12-month period, you have to play every game that you receive within 3 months. If you don't, you have to give those games to me.
To just you?
To just
that
me.
Seems, I mean,
and
to give them to subscribers is one thing, but to just you.
To just me, and then I will give them away to your subscribers.
Oh, how selfless of you. Yeah, say how selfless of you.
I think that is the best way to do it. Because this way, your whole point was to play your games, right?
Yeah.
Your whole point is to play your games.
Yeah, I feel like I've already started to do a good job of that when I've been home.
Vlogs and trogs. Trogs and schlogs. The point being, though, that you've now added another, 10 games to your collection?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 7. Yeah.
Okay. So you've added 7 games to your
10.
collection, and you're going to at least take 2 games home from Jesse, I'm sure. Because you always steal something from the basement.
I've only stolen a game one time.
You only claim 1 game per time you come, but I know you take more than that.
I've stolen 1 game.
Right.
1 ever.
Ever? But
Townsfolk Tussle.
But you generally have games allowed to leave the house to your collection?
Are they?
I think so. Maybe not.
No. That's like the only one I've ever taken.
Well, you're terrible at this.
I'm terrible at what? What am I terrible at?
At finding ways to have games come to your house. Like, well, I mean, you don't need them anymore because, your Devon talks about tables. So, I think you have to keep track.
I want to rebrand as Devon talks about tables.
Jesse would kill you.
No, I want to rebrand. I'm going to rebrand.
So, I think you need to keep track of all these games, and then you have 3 months to play them.
That's a tight window.
Yeah, it is. It's very tight. And then if you haven't played them in 3 months, they either go to me, and then I can be the shepherd of giving them to other people.
So you're going to manage the diaspora of my board games.
I have it. You can keep. Let's say this. You keep half of them and give them to your people. Okay. The other half you have to give to the pond. And I will disseminate those games through the pond.
Why can't I just disseminate them?
Because
why are they going through you?
You're going to fail.
West.
You're going
why
to
are they
fail
going through you?
Because
why are they going through you, West?
Because I'm a good manager.
Well, no.
And I get to play them, so I can play them.
There we go. So
that's what I wanted
you to say out loud.
I can play them, and then I will give them away to other people, unless they're in shrink.
You're a mess.
And then I still probably will play them.
You're a mess.
But I will then give them away to people on the pond as a way to increase the viewership and the opportunities of people in the pond.
For all of you who have been watching this the whole time, I would like us to examine the pathway that this challenge took. It seemed like originally West was just like, I can funnel games to me, and then he's like, wait, I need this to sound more altruistic than just give me the games.
It is.
And I'm going to add on and tack on to the end of it, I will give them to the
See,
board
when
game pod.
when you're spitballing stuff, it just comes out not as altruistic as you mean it to be. Yeah. I will, after I play these games, I will happily give them away to people on the pond. So half of them, you can give away to your subscribers directly. Think about all the subscribers right now who are extremely excited for this great idea that Wes came up with. Mm-hmm. This is a fabulous idea. Mm-hmm. I hope that you're commenting in the section below about how great an idea this is, because we all know that there is no way Devon is going to play all of these games that he's getting. And his whole point was to play these games, so I'm going to make that easier for him.
You're so selfless.
Just incredibly, amazingly selfless.
It's humbling to hear.
Humble, and at the same time, it allows me to upgrade my knowledge of all the board games, and then give those board games away to people who are in need on the pond.
You're so selfless.
I am.
You know what's crazy is now that I have some of the editing software that I have, I can now reinstitute something that I did at the very beginning of the channel. Which is where I timestamp the thumbnail.
We haven't said timestamp at all.
I know, but now timestamp used to also be there as part of, I would timestamp where I wanted timestamps in the video.
Right.
And one of those was at the very end. I would do a timestamp for what I wanted the thumbnail to be. And so we could just do it to where, like, you and I are both holding each side of the games, like we're like trying to like hold it real quick. Just there we go.
Timestamp.
Okay, that was the Origins haul video. I hope you guys had a good time. Devon talks about tables.
You haven't said yes yet.
I haven't decided yet.
Because you're going to say yes.
No, I haven't decided.
You have to decide this right now.
No, I don't have to. I'll decide it off camera in another video when you're not present.
You have to decide this right now. Right now.
No.
Yes. You have to
that
say
was
yes.
the decision.
No, you can't say no to this.
I have a question. What does it mean to decide something if there's only one answer that you're allowed? That's not deciding anything. That's being forced into an option.
Because it's obviously the right answer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Do I need to call Mr. Anderson up here? Alexa!
Do you realize
please tell Jesse to come upstairs.
Anderson, I was just thinking about the Matrix.
Should I announce this?
Yes, please, to all devices.
Announcing. For Jesse.
Come upstairs.
This is so good. Alexa, please also buy all Marvel Champions.
Based on your order history, I found Marvel Champions, the card game Nebula Hero Pack Marvel card game. It's $16.94 with delivery by tomorrow. I added it to your Amazon cart.
Jesse, come settle this argument.
This is such a wild.
You need to come settle this argument. Shira, you're two. Come in here if you feel comfortable being on camera right now. Okay.
I'll tell you which one's the best kisser.
He backed away. Did you see he backed away?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
He almost got me.
Yeah, I did. It was really close.
He thinks that because I'm getting so many games in, that I should have a rule where I catalog.
This challenge.
You stop talking. I talk about tables as my channel.
40-minute video.
Yeah,
I know.
He's to be fair, so much. Okay, the premise is because Devon's thing is all about playing the games that he has, right? Any games that he gets, he has to catalog what those games are, and then he has 3 months to play those games. Because the whole point is playing games. If he doesn't play those games, he gives half away to his subscribers. The other half he gives to me. I play those games, and then I give them away to the pond.
To be fair, the pond was a very late revision to
because
his plan.
I'm spitballing. You know, I needed to think more.
It really feels like, and also half to the subscribers was a very late revision. But this started off as just you give them to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's obvious that
which
everything
seems like
is
he
about
cares
me.
less about me adhering to my rules and cares more about him simply having a process of getting more games.
I 100% want you to go towards these rules so that I get
the
more
rules
games.
that you don't agree with from the very beginning.
100%.
I think it's wildly irresponsible for you to get a collection of games that you don't actually play. So I support Wes.
That's fair.
There we are.
Fair.
That is 100%
right.
it. Shira, you agree as well?
I do.
See, Shira, there we go. That is 3 against 1.
In light of what he just said, I'm going to be shipping out some.
It's gotta happen.
Devon Talks Tables.
I'm gonna be shipping out some extra boxes. That's not just giveaway boxes.
Shira says yes too. See, look, there it is. There you go. Good job, buddy. That is so well done. What an amazing job you've done for our community.
Does this only relate to games that I'm getting in?
It relates to all of your unplayed games plus any games.
But not games that are in my collection I've already played. As soon as I play a game, it's safe.
As soon as you play a game, it's safe. So any unplayed games you currently have in your collection, which if I remember correctly is like 60?
No, it's not that much.
45.
I don't even think it's that much. I think it's more like 20 to 30.
Okay, 30 games. Plus these 8 games.
Okay, so it's just...
RPG doesn't count.
Do I have at least... If it's an incoming game, three months makes sense to me.
Yeah.
What if it's part... Like, I already have...
You have a year for your current stash.
Of unplayed games.
Of unplayed
My
games.
current ones.
Your current stash. No, 6 months.
I don't.
6 months.
A full year completely overrides the whole point.
Yeah.
So, for the current list of games
Yep.
that is in my collection, I have unplayed.
So your current list, you have until, let's call it Christmas. That gives you a little over 6 months.
Okay. No, it's right at 6 months, isn't it?
I mean, it's the 14th, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when people watch this, it'll probably be the 25th, so it's possible.
Fair point. So all the stuff that's currently unplayed in my collection, I have 6 months for it. That was the thing that I was like, with like these, that's okay for it. For the things I already got, that's a ton of games.
Right. So I'm going to go through your video of going through your 101
games. I can do this
games.
for you when I get home. It's pretty simple for me.
I'd rather you film.
Well, I mean, hey, if you want to give me an additional hour of views on my channel for you watching, yeah, sure, you do it.
No,
you go ahead and do it.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't really want to. Yeah, I figured just in case you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got those.
I'm an honest person.
I know you are. That's why you're going to give me half your collection. It's awesome. And then you have 3 months for every game that you bring in. And that doesn't include, like, obviously if it's a publisher game that you have to give back or something like that or whatever, we'll give that.
All of these are the first wave of the 3 months. And then everything else I've got at the house right now is in 6 months.
Since you made the challenge.
Okay, so since I made the challenge, I think 2 or 3 or 4 things have come in.
Yeah.
So I got 3 months for those two.
3 months for those two.
Fuck. Okay.
Yes. All right. Now put your predictions below about how many games Devon will not end up getting done in that amount of time. I think this is going to be absolutely fabulous. I'm so excited. And I think you have to do a weekly. Here, this is even better. This is content for you now. Every week you have to update us on what you've played.
Of the unplayed
list. That's fabulous. See, I'm helping you make content. You should thank me.
Yeah, but you've just like absolutely crammed my schedule right now.
And we're gonna at least play 2 of these games before I leave.
I have a question. Does stuff like this count?
So you've already played Burncycle?
I've played Burncycle like 6 times.
I say that Burncycle you get to keep.
Is expansion stuff?
Expansion stuff you get to keep. It's
okay.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Cloudspire, you have to play. Okay, it's adjacent, so Cloudspire doesn't count because it's outside of whatever.
Okay.
So I'm fine with that.
Okay,
but
so expansions for games that I've already played. But if expansions come with a game that I have not played, I still have to play that game.
Or if it's an expansion that you haven't played before, then I think that is included.
Well, that's this then. I haven't played against this corporation with any of these bots. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that sucks for you.
Okay. Well, then I need to make sure I combine and I need to play against them while using some of them so I only do it one time.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. Okay,
let's
see.
What an amazing thing Devon is doing for the community right now, because I feel like by the end...
It's not that me
to,
playing my games is what's amazing. You're like, no, Devon's going to fail.
He's going to fail. So this means that you are going to have to give away... I think by the end of this full year, which is actually going to be... You think about that, it's 15 months that you have to play all of the games that are going to be coming in. I think in that amount of time, knowing that you're going to go to Gen Con...
months?
Yeah, because you've got, for the whole year, because you have a year's worth of not buying games, right?
Yeah.
And then you have 3 months at the end of that, because if you get a game, say, on whatever 5 days before your challenge is over, you have 3 months to play that game, because that's still fair. So you have 15 months to play all of the games that you're going to be getting, even though it's a 3-month window, but that over the period of 15 months... I think you're going to give away at least 100 games. At least.
There's no way.
At least.
There's no way.
At least you're going to...
You think I'll get 100 games? So, like, if I have, like, 20 unplayed, 25, 30 unplayed, and I've got...
You have 30
unplayed already. You think I'm going to get 60 more games in the space of a year?
In the space of a year.
That are just publisher 100%. Copies?
Yep.
Really?
100%. And that means that you're not... But that means you actually have to have more than that. Because I think you're giving away 100 games. I think
you anticipate how many games I'll be sent.
I think you're giving away 50 games.
That's safer. I think it's still wrong.
50 games, because I think you're going to get 100 games.
I don't think you realize how much I'm going to be committed to playing games now.
No, I know you will be committed to playing games, but I think that helps you get content and everything, and then you won't be in trouble.
What about games that I've already played like 3 times that I didn't own before?
So because you've played it once already, I'm okay with that as long as you don't buy it, obviously.
Okay.
So, but if it's new and shrink, you have to at least unbox it on your channel.
That's fair. I'll do unboxings for some of these anyways.
I figured you would.
But, yeah, okay. So if in the rare instance in which I receive a game in which I've already played,
right.
I don't have to play it for the sake of this 3-month challenge.
So I feel like I should give you that one, but you're saying that you don't think you're going to get that many games, so I think I have to hold you to the challenge. You have to play the game, otherwise it goes away. I mean, you gave that one to
Why
yourself.
did I invite you onto this video?
I mean, because you're going to get a lot of views on this, because I'm here. I automatically give, like, at least 1,000 views. I mean, you have 3,500 subscribers, so that should instantly give you, like an extra couple dollars. You buy a coffee with that.
Buy a coffee with that. I'll need it if we're going to be playing all of the games.
You're going to have to stay up a little later. Yeah. A little later,
What's crazy is actually these games have to be played faster than the ones that are still in my collection.
But you've had so long to play the ones in your collection. That's why I'm giving you, extra time for the ones in your collection. You've got the 6-month window till Christmas. That list is so
I got work to do,
moving.
guys. I got work to do.
Moving.
I got work to do.
Yeah, you do.
All right, I will catalog all these when I get home.
I can't wait.
This is a mess.
I'm going to film a video, and send it to you, and that you have to put up on your channel about how many games you keep playing. It's going to be so good. This is the nemesis you didn't know you needed. That's what it is.
Did I not know that I not needed it?
I mean, you need me, but it's not...
That's different.
Man.
All right. Guys, this has dovetailed into a completely different tangent that I did not think it would.
So good.
This is the Origins Game Hall, and this is apparently also the challenge that I have to play through my games where they all go to you guys and to West. Which is really, I think, the genius behind his plan is that half of them go to him.
To the pond. Through me.
With no
altruistic
no
nature.
Technical details as to the time length that has to be before this transpires. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
All right. Whatever you guys do the important thing. Find your own tagline to use at the end of a video.
Timestamp.